Jonah Mercer slammed the docking clamps home on his battered rescue cutter. The quarantine diplomatic station's airlock hissed open, flooding his cockpit with stale, recycled air laced with alien pheromones. Red quarantine lights strobed across the hull. He grabbed his medkit and helmet, ignoring the envoy's frantic comms buzzing in his ear.
Mercer, stand down. This is a restricted zone.
Royal guards in segmented carapace armor swarmed the gantry. Their mandibled faces clicked in warning. One shoved Jonah's shoulder with a stun prod. He raised his hands, empty except for the medkit. Human pilot. Inside. Now. The lead god's translator barked the words. They marched him through flickering corridors. Bulkheads groaned under strain. Jonah scanned for exits, noting the guards' stiff postures. Tension coiled in their grips. Envoy Klein's voice crackled again. Jonah, abort. The Vayrans are volatile. You'll spark an incident. They shoved him into a sealed audience chamber. Crystal walls pulsed with bioluminescent veins. At the chamber's heart sat Queen Saerin, on a throne of woven chitin. Her iridescent exoskeleton gleamed under the lights. Multifaceted eyes fixed on him. Royal guards flanked her, weapons humming. The doors sealed with a thud. Queen Saerin rose. Her voice echoed through the translator, smooth and resonant. Jonah Mercer. Guards tensed, prods raised. Jonah stood still, meeting her gaze. Those eyes, familiar, from a dust-choked wreck 5 years back. She extended a clawed hand. Stand beside me. The lead guard, Commander Talon Kaish, blocked his path. Majesty, this human is unauthorized. He carries no credentials. Jonah kept his voice level. I'm here on SAR contract. Envoy Klein called me in. Talon's mandibles snapped. We protect the Queen. You intrude. Siren waved him aside. He saved me once. Obey. Talon hesitated, eyes narrowing at Jonah. The other guards parted reluctantly. Jonah stepped forward. Up close, the Queen's pheromones thickened the air, musk of command and faint fear. He remembered her smaller then, a lava princess, trapped in a crashed shuttle on Epsilon Drift. He'd cut her free, shared his oxygen, no questions asked. You remember me? Her eyes locked on his. Jonah nodded once. Dust storm. Your shuttle. Yeah. A ripple passed through her carapace. A Veyron smile. You shared your air with one who was nothing. Now, I am everything. Talon growled. Majesty, humans meddle. This one reeks of freelance desperation. Jonah ignored him, eyes on the Queen. What's the situation? Ambush, she said. Shard Syndicate raiders. They seek my death to fracture Veyra. Alarms blared. The chamber lights flickered. Power surged, then died, plunging them into emergency red glow. They're here, Talon snapped. He barked orders. Guards sealed hatches. Jonah checked his wrist chrono. Station schematics loaded from his cutter's ping. Ring habitat. Power cut from external clamps. Raiders boarding ventral docks. Talon whirled. How do you know? SAR runs these stations. Standard playbook. Jonah unslung his medkit. Guards, weapons down. Give me room. Talon thrust his prod forward. You arm yourself. Jonah held up the kit. No guns. Medkit. Stabilizers, stims, breaching foam. Your Queen needs evac, not a firefight. Saerin tilted her head. Trust him, Commander. As I do. Talon's claws flexed. He signaled.
Guards lowered weapons, but circled tight. Jonah knelt by the throne dais. He popped the kit, scanning vitals. Pulse elevated.
Toxin traces? Shaw dot, she admitted. During docking. He pulled hypo. Neutralizer. Human grade. But it'll bind Veyron neurotoxins. Hold still. The needle pierced her underarm plate. She hissed, but held. Color returned to her frills. Talon watched, mandibles twitching. Why aid us? Your envoy protest. Jonah sealed the hypo. Job's a job. Queen or minor, same checklist. Stabilize, extract, deliver. Explosions rocked the deck. Bulkhead sparks flew. Breaches confirmed. A guard shouted. Siren gripped Jonah's arm. Her claws pricked, but gentle. Lead us, rescuer. Jonah stood. Service tunnels. Cutters prepped at base 7. 2 minutes if we move. Talon blocked the exit. My guards front. You follow. No. Jonah pointed. Raiders expect that. Heavy weapons keyed for Veyron armor signatures. Humans ghost lighter. I scout you cover. The commander bristled. Insolence. Siren clicked approval. He speaks truth. I saw it on Epsilon Drift. Humans endure. Talon relented with a hiss. Prove it, soft skin. Jonah cracked the chamber seal. Smoke billowed in. He dropped low thermal visor from his helmet, flipping down. Raider heat sigs swarmed the ring. 20, geared for siege. 10 meters left, breach team. He tossed breaching foam from his kit. Guards sprayed it into a grate, sealing a side passage. They piled into the tunnel. Jonah first. Medkit slung. Pipes hissed steam. His boots scraped kitten grit. A raider burst through ahead. Shod thud in powered exosuit, plasma cutter whining. Jonah dove, shoulder checked the legs. The suit locked. Thug toppled. Talon lunged. Vibroblade sinking home. Frank, clear. Good hit. Jonah yanked a data spike from the corpse, jacking into the suit. Station net. Raiders jammed comms, but auxiliary power online. Ventral clamps free in 30. Siren glided behind. Guards boxing her. Your envy Klein warns of humans as loose variables. Jonah grinned over his shoulder. Bureaucrats hate checklists they can't own. Laser fire stitched the tunnel wall. Guards returned fire, chitin plates sparking. One guard crumpled, legs sheared. Jonah slid beside him. Hold. He slapped a tourniquet field from the kit. Blood stanched. Up. Lean on me. The guard blinked compound eyes. You mend us. Standard. Jonah hauled him. They pressed on. Talon covered rear, blasting a pursuing drone. Your resilience. Unnatural. Practice, Jonah said. Cutter Bay neared. Alarms wailed. Raiders massed at the hatch. Leader barking orders. Heavy cannon charging. Siren halted. They hold the bay. Jonah eyed the schematics. Alternate. Emergency pod launch. But it'll strand us. Talon snarl. Fight through. No. Jonah pulled a flare from his kit. Distraction. He lobbed it into a vent. Explosive bloom lit the raider's flank. Guards charged the gap. Jonah scooped Siren under one arm, light as expected, and sprinted. Her claws dug in, trusting. Plasma scorched his shoulder plate. He dumped her inside the cutter, guards piling in wounded. Talon sealed the ramp as Jonah hit the pilot throne. Engines roared, clamps sheared, raiders fired. Hull shuddered.
Jonah jinked hard, station, ring blurring past viewports. Shields at 40, Talon reported, manning a turret. Siren touched Jonah's scorched shoulder. You bleed for me again. He banked toward open void. Not done yet. Syndicate frigate inbound. Klein's calm burst alive. Mercer, what have you? Envoy, plot Vera relay. Queen secure. Jonah cut the line. Talon locked a missile. Human, why risk your ship? No gain. Jonah glanced at Talon. Because someone's in trouble. That's the job. Aid Vex crumpled against the bulkhead. Chitin cracked. Green ichor pooling. His breaths rasped wet. Jonah dropped his medkit beside him. Hold still. Guards snapped rifles up. Muzzles tracked Jonah's spine. Talon gripped his weapon tighter. Human hands off Vex. Siren raised a claw. Let him. Her voice cut sharp. Guards hesitated. Jonah ignored them. He sealed the wound with biofoam, injected nanites. Vex's gasps eased. Color returned to his mandibles. Stable, Jonah said. He wiped his hands. Rifles lowered an inch. Cyrene leaned forward. Her multifaceted eyes locked on Jonah. She tapped her wrist gauntlet. A hollow flickered alive. Static crackled. Then, helmet cam footage. A young Jonah, 20 years younger, hauling a tiny Varen larva from debris. Flooded colony ship, hull breached. Larva clutched his suit glove. Siren. Unformed. You pulled me from the crush, she said. The recording showed Jonah jury-rigging a breather mask, flying her pod solo through asteroid soup. No fleet, no gain. Just you. Guards shifted. Talon scowled. Old debt. Doesn't prove now. Jonah shrugged. Didn't ask repayment then. Not now. Alarms blared anew. Cutter bucked. Proximity alert, Talon barked. Syndicate corvette closing. Jonah strapped in, strapped down. I'll shake them. Siren silenced the hollow. Commander Cage, test him. Pirates breached the station core, undetected. How? Talon's eyes narrowed. Royal protocol sealed all routes. Identify the path, human, or we space you at next lock. Jonah pulled station schematics from the cutter's console. Vera orbital, standard spin hab, civilian grade. He'd logged a dozen SAR ops here. Pirates hit too clean. No alarms till ambush. Jonah muted engines. Let the stations hum. Fill the cockpit. He listened. Station breathed. Airflow whooshed steady through vents, except one stutter. Pressure drop, faint hiss on deck 4. Not random. Sabotage panel, Jonah said. Service conduit B-17. Air recyclers mask the breach. Saboteur cut in from external docking arm. Spoofed sensors with a pressure equalize. Talon froze. Impossible. Conduits EMP sealed. Not to a mag clamp drone. Jonah traced the schematic. They rode the garbage ejector cycle. Low residency shift. Popped the panel. Vented false telemetry. Your guards missed it, because it sounded like routine purge. Siren tilted her head. You hear that? Airflow's my job. Jonah amped sensors. Got the saboteur's signature. Shard transponder on a crawler bot. Deck 4. East quadrant. Talon. Patch to station guardnet. Fee popped up. Crawler scuttling free. Pirates swarming behind it. He's right. How? Practice. Jonah said.
Cutter lurched. Corvette locked missiles. Guards stared. Rifles fully down now. Human found the breach. Vex wheezed from the deck.
Queen's path clear because of him. Sayuri nodded. Again. Jonah punched evasive. Not clear yet. Corvettes venting our stern corridor, trying to force us back to station. Viewports showed it. Pirate ships spewed plasma grapples. Cutter's tail section sparked, air howling out. Escape pod hatch jammed open behind them. Talon manned the turret. They're boarding. We dock or die. No. Jonah scanned. Pod launch compromised. But I can flip us. Cyrene gripped her throne. Civil war brews below. My sister's faction armed the syndicate. Extract me, or Vera fractures. Klein's comm crackled. Mercer, abort! Diplomatic channels. Busy, Jonah cut. He rolled the cutter hard. Grapple snapped taut. Guards braced. Talon fired. Missile bloomed on Corvette wing. Human gambles our lives. Checklists don't lie. Jonah isolated power to forward thrusters. Hull groaned. He triggered emergency. Spin cutter pirouetted inside the grapple net. Pirates yanked. Momentum swung. The Corvette broadside to station guns. Station batteries lit up. Pirate hull shredded. Grapple sheared. Jonah gunned engines clean. Void swallowed them. Talon slumped from the turret. Shields holding. Corvette wreckage. Siren touched Jonah's arm. Claws gentle. You choose return. Could have fled. Jonah checked nav. Vera relay 2 minutes out. Queen needs ground. Job's not done till safe. Vex stirred. Humans mend, fight, hear the unseen. Talon holstered his sidearm. Competence, noted. But loyalty? Siren met his gaze. Mine given. Broadcast the recording fleet-wide. Jonah Mercer saved your queen twice. Vera allies with Sol now. Klein's comm exploded. Mercer, you can't... Interstellar incident. Jonah smiled faint. Tell your bosses the queen says thanks. Relay beacon pinged. Jump drive spooled. Pirate chatter leaked on Open Freak. Shard leader to all abort queen grab. Human wildcard inbound. Talon grunted. They fear you. Nah. Jonah banked for wormhole mouth. Just hate losing. Siren leaned close. Her scent, ozone, and spice filled the cockpit. My throne wagers on you, pilot. Prove Talon wrong. Station faded astern. Frigate debris glittered like failed stars. But sensors pinged. New second syndicate wave. 3 corvettes. Vectoring fast. They're not done, Talon growled. Jonah cracked knuckles. Good. Checklists. Love. Repeats. Siren played the old recording again. Larva Jonah's voice echoed. Hang on, kid. Saw's got you. Guards murmured. Trust cracked open. Jump primed. Jonah eyed the closing pack. One choice left. Fight through or jump blind. He chose. Thrusters flared. Cutter dove straight at the lead corvette. Talon laughed. Sharp. Surprised. Mad human. Standard, Jonah said. Plasma crossed paths. Cutter shuddered. But they punched the gap. Relay swallowed them whole. Vera loomed on exit homeworld gas giant, rings alive with defense sats. Sirene's fleet hailed instant. Queen secure, Jonah transmitted. Mercer saw.
signing off. Siren halted him. No, you dark regal birth. Vera owes alliance. Klein buzzed frantic. Mercer, stand down. Talon silenced the channel. Quiet, envoy. Human, earned voice. Jonah set course. Ordinary day. Galactic shift. But as docks neared, a shadow pinged deep scan. Syndicate infiltrator burrowed in the relay core. Saboteur's kin. Listening back, Jonah heard it breathe first. Jonah yanked the docking clamp release. Metal groaned. The cutter's ramp hissed open into Vera Station's regal berth. A vast hangar ringed by gold-veined bulkheads and honor guards in formation. Breathing echoed from the shadows. Low, mechanical, not station hum. Jonah froze mid-step. His hand snapped to the SAW toolkit slung at his hip. Contact, he said flat. Deck vents. 10 meters starboard. God spun. Plasma rifles up. Queen Cyarian stepped forward, her iridescent scales flaring under berth lights. Human ears? Commander Talankesh barked orders in Veyron clicks. Secure the Queen. Breach protocol. Alarms wailed. Red strobes painted the hangar. Bulkheads slammed shut behind them, sealing the ramp. Shard syndicate boarders poured from service hatches. Black-armored figures, mag boots thudding. Laser sights danced. They're inside the station core, Jonah said. Infiltrator prepped this. Kesh shoved Siren toward a side corridor. Move. Maintenance ducts! Jonah grabbed a portable seal tarp from his kit. Thick, self-adhering polymer for hull breaches. No time for questions. He sprinted to the nearest venting corridor. Air howled out, frost rhyming the edges. A plasma bolt scorched the deck beside his boot. Cover! Talon yelled. Bayron rifles cracked, dropping 2 boarders. Jonah slapped the tarp over the vent mouth. Adhesive spit in. He dragged the edges taut, sealing the breach with practiced pulls. Air pressure stabilized. No more decompression pull. Siren glanced back. Her multifaceted eyes locked on him. You patch as you fly. Standard SA, Jonah said. He sealed the last corner. Keeps the air in. Keish hauled her into the ducts first. Narrow crawl space lit by emergency strips. Jonah dove in last, toolkit scraping. Guards followed, boots clanging. Scout ahead, Keish ordered Jonah. Distrust edged his voice. Prove your scans. Jonah nodded. He pulled a wrist scanner. Civilian model, jury-rigged for alien freaks. Ducts twisted like veins. Heat vents hummed. He crawled fast, elbows pumping. Ping. Locked blast door ahead. Emergency seal from the sabotage. Power rerouted elsewhere. Borders closing from both sides. Blocked, Jonah transmitted back. Power nodes dry. I can hotwire, Keish growled. Bayron systems resist outsiders. Watch. Jonah popped the access panel. Wires glowed faint. Alien lattice, but logic held. He yanked a bypass cable from his kit. Probes clicked in. Station schematics flashed on his scanner. Regal berth fed from auxiliary grid. He rerouted flow. Sparks flew. Door servos whined. It ground open half-meter gap. Through, Jonah waved them up. Siren squeezed past first, her royal robes snagging. Jonah boosted her with a hand on her lower back. She nodded sharp. Trust, flicker. Guards piled through. Keish last, eyeing Jonah. Competence noted, human. They spilled into service bay. Airlock loomed ahead. Evac route to Siren's flagship.
But boots thundered. Boarders swarmed the connecting hallway. 20 strong breaching charges ready. Cornered, Kesh said. Riffles cycled. Hold the line. Siren drew her sidearm. Queenly blade humming energy. No, we run. Jonah scanned the hallway. Syndicate goons advanced. Shields up. Standard ambush. But panels lined the walls, fire suppression nodes. Emergency foam, non-toxic. Station-wide. Boarders took the hallway. Jonah turned it into a tool. He slapped his toolkit override on the nearest panel. Cover me! Veyron's laid fire. Plasma-scorched shields. Jonah punched the code, saw universal hack for civilian stations. Valves hissed. Foam burst. Thick, white, expanding fast. It engulfed the hallway in seconds. Sticky, hardening gel. Border screamed. Weapons gummed. One fired wild. Bolts splashed harmless. Go! Jonah shoved Quiche through the airlock first, then Cyrene. Guards tumbled after. Last guard in, Jonah hit the cycle. Airlock irised, shut. Foam oozed against the seal, but held. Panting, filled the pod. Acceleration kicked as it shot toward the flagship. Quiche stared at Jonah. You weaponized the corridor. Checklist item 12, Jonah said. He wiped foam from his gloves. Hazmat containment doubles as crowd control. Cyrene touched his arm. Her claws retracted, vulnerable gesture. Years ago, you saved my lava form from a wreck. No throne then. Just compassion. Anyone would've, Jonah said. No. Her voice cut steel. Humans do. Vera allies. Now. Envoy Clan's face popped on comms. Patched through from the cutter. Mercer, you bypassed protocol. This risks. Kesh muted it. Envoy waits. Human leads. Flagship tractors locked the pod. Docks open to cheering Veyrans. But Jonah's scanner pinged again. Deeper in the station core. Relay sabotage spreading. Power fluctuations. Another wave. Inbound. They're not done, Jonah said. Core breach imminent. Siren straightened. Then we end them. Together. Quiche clapped Jonah's shoulder. First time. Pilot. With me. Jonah grabbed his kit. Ordinary shift. Galactic War. They charged into the flagship's armory. Techs swarmed. Loading mags. Cyrene addressed her fleet via HoloLink. Syndicate strikes my heart. Human Mercer shields it. Rally! Cheers erupted. Jonah checked his cutter's remote feed. Debris field stirred. Third Syndicate wave. Cloaked. Klein broke through again. Mercer! Extract! Diplomats handle this. Jonah ignored. He plotted intercepts. Veyron sought sync to his board. Alien precision meshed with human gut. Borders dig in, Quiche reported. Scans showed Syndicate tunneling through station struts. Jonah eyed the layout. Ventilation grid. Mirror the ducts. Siren nodded. Flood with your foam? Better. Jonah pulled schematics. Purge the core. Force them out. Keisha deployed squads. Jonah led a fire team back through linked tubes. Veyron warriors at his flanks. They hit the relay chamber. Borders rigged explosives. Plasma flew. Jonah ruled left. Toolkit out. He tagged a power conduit. Overload sequence. SAR emergency dump. Lights flickered. Syndicate suits sparked. Veyrons pressed. One boarder lunged at Cyrene. Knife out. Jonah tackled. Fists flew. Human knuckles cracked. Alien visor. Kesh finished it. Rifle butt crunch. Siren hauled Jonah up. My throne stands because of you. Team effort, Jonah said. He sealed the last top over a sparking vent. Station stabilized. Fleet torps lit the void Syndicate corvette's brooming fire. Klein arrived via shuttle, face thunderous. Mercer, you're grounded pending review. Talon blocked him. Humans saved our queen. Review that. Siren faced Klein. Alliance forms. Jonah Mercer commands first joint op. Klein sputtered. Jonah shrugged. Checklist cleared. But deep scan pinged final. Syndicate lordship signal. Fleeing system edge. Not over. Jonah cracked knuckles. Round 2. Flagship Vera Prime. Hold position. Cyrene's voice boomed over the bridge speakers. No orbital strikes. Repeat, no bombardment. Jonah gripped the console edge. Screens flickered with Syndicate corvettes scattering toward the gas giant's rings. His shuttle's scanners locked. A faint distress ping, deep in the debris field. Hostages. The fleeing signal masked it. Envoy Klein stormed forward, flanked by 2 human security drones. Mercer! Stand down and surrender to Varen custody. Now, we stabilize optics before this blows up into a war. Jonah didn't flinch. He patched his HUD to Keisha's squad feed. They ran warriors, prepped breaching charges nearby. Klein, your optics won't extract those hostages. Keish, you copy? Commander Talon Kesh's armored form turned, mandibles clicking. Human. Explain. Simple plan. Jonah overlaid schematics on shared TACnet. Syndicates pinned in the derelict hauler, core breach venting Atmo. We mirror their playbook. I take point through the Ox vents. Your squads seal bulkheads here and here. Flood with cryofoam on my mark. You cover exfil. Keisha's compound eyes narrowed. You lead Vayrans. Risk Queen's borders again. Checklists. Don't care about species. Jonah slung his saw pack. Gear check. Mag boots. Plasma cutters. Med patches. Rolls locked. Keish signaled his fire team. Locked. Prove this human gut again. Siren stepped between them, her iridescent scales gleaming under bridge lights. She tapped her throne console. Feed. Switch to open channel. Fleet-wide council broadcast live. Warriors of Vera. Council of Clads. Behold Jonah Mercer, life debt holder. He pulled me from death's tide years past. Today, he shields my throne. He commands this strike. Gasps echoed from off-screen feeds. Jonah caught Klein's pale face twist. Varen aides recoiled, mandibles agape. Your Majesty, a council voice crackled. Life debt to a soft skin. Civil war fractures. Override. Cyrene's claw slammed the panel. Channel locked on her. Mercer saved me as love a crown. I repay with trust. Follow him or fail me. Jonah's jaw tightened. Public gamble. He nodded once. Shuttle away. Kesh. Sink vents. Klein grabbed Jonah's arm. You're a civilian. This voids treaties. Jonah shook free. Treaties don't vent Atmo. He sealed his helmet. Airlock hissed. 0G tumbled into the debris field. Shards of hull spun past. Syndicate traps. Keisha's squad jetted in formation. Veyron pulse rifles hummed. Vent entry. 30 seconds. Jonah Mad clamped a strut. Cutters whirred. Duct pried open. He dove first. Tight squeeze. Alien warriors folding limbs to follow. Echoes of breather hiss filled the dark. Scanners pinged borders ahead. Syndicate grunts in powered exos, lasers sweeping. "Humans incoming!" One barked. Plasma scorched the duct wall inches from Jonah's boot. He rolled. Toolkit magnet snapped. "Foam now!" Cache triggered charges. Cryofoam erupted from side vents. Freezing suits solid. Vayrons poured fire. Cracks of ice shatter. Thuds of falling bodies. They breached the hostage bay. 20 Veyron civilians huddled, bound in shockwebs. Kids clutched parents. Jonah slashed restraints. "Move." Orcs hatched to my shuttle. A Syndicate heavy dropped from ceiling vents. Minigun spinning. Kesh tackled low. Jonah high SAR grapple hooked the barrel. Yanked. Gun jammed. Heavy swung a vibro fist. Jonah ducked. Drove elbow into joint seal. Sparks flew. Armor hissed open. Vayrons dragged hostages clear. Cache finished the heavy with a mandible crush. Clear. Last kid free. Jonah boosted her toward the hatch. Explosion rocked the hauler. Syndicate self-destruct. Bulkhead buckled. Jonah shoved the kid through. Debris pinned his leg. Metal groaned. Air whistled out. Cache reversed. Claw extended. "Human! Go!" Jonah cut his own mag boot. Free. But Atmos suit tore. Seals. Failed. Frost rhymed his visor. Shuttle bay loomed. Cache hauled him aboard. Medfoam sprayed. Jonah coughed. Vision clearing. Hostages safe. Vayrons chittered praises. Bridge feed patched in. Siren leaned forward. Life dead holder lives. Strike success. Then, comms hijacked. Shard Syndicate Lord's hologram flickered. Scarred Veyron face, cyber eyes glowing. "Queen Cyrene, your pet human amuses. But we hold your air clade. Surrender throne pod, or they space chill. Countdown. 10 cycles. Screen split. Grainy feed. Young Vayrans in a rigged Corvette. Bombs blinking. 5 minutes. Klein's voice cut in. "Majesty, disavow Mercer. Blame human error." Siren silenced him. Her claws flew over controls. Open channel reignited. Galactic broadcast. Council feeds overridden. "Shard filth. You threaten my blood." But Jonah Mercer, life debt holder, saved my borders once. Now I save him. Jonah blinked. "Save him?" Syndicate Lord laughed. "The soft skin. We tag his shuttle next." Watch him burst. Siren's fleet surged. All ships target that corvette. Mercy for Airclade. Torpedoes on my mark. Council exploded in protest. "Treason! Bombardment risks heirs." She ignored. Eyes locked on Jonah's feed. "Mercer, your plan." Jonah scanned the Corvette's SIG. Familiar profile. His old SAR target from years back. Weak thruster nacelle. Microtorps. Skim the hull. Overload nacelles. They limp. We board. Kesh growled approval. Klein sputtered offline. Cyrene nodded. Execute. A claw hovered over fire key. Galaxy watched. Countdown hit 3. Jonah's shuttle engines flared toward the Corvette. Veyron escorts flanked tight. 1 cycle left. Siren spoke galaxy-wide. "For the human who saved queens, I risk all." Torps launched. Corvette shuddered. Jonah cracked knuckles. Boarding pods hot. Round 3. Jonah yanked the microshuttle's stick hard left. A jagged hull fragment whipped past the canopy, close enough to rattle the frame. Debris from the torpedoed nacelles filled the void. Twisted metal, venting plasma, and the corvette's dying spin. "Autopilot safety's off," he muttered. The console beeped. "Go test." He overrode it with a thumb swipe. No hand-holding now. The Veyron escorts peeled off to cover his approach, their energy lances carving paths through the junk. Keish's voice crackled over the comm. "Mercer, your plan holds. I authorize you to lead the boarding mixed team. 4 of my guards, your liaisons Marines." "Airclade priority." Jonah nodded to the empty cockpit. "Practical." Keish saw results, not skin color. Pod sinking. Docking in 30. The shuttle latched onto the corvette's underbelly airlock with a magnetic thud. Seals hissed. Jonah popped his harness and grabbed his SAR kit. Multi-tool. Breaching charges. Scanner gauntlet. No heroics. Just the checklist. The airlock cycled. Keish waited inside, armored in iridescent Veyron plate, 4 guards flanking him. 2 human Marines from Klein's envoy ship brought up the rear. Rifles, hot. "Commander." Jonah clapped his gauntlet against Keish's pauldron. "Shard layout's modular. They'll have decoys." Keish's mandibles clicked approval. "Lead, Softskin. Prove the Queen's debt." They stacked at the inner hatch. Jonah slapped his scanner pad. Bulkheads lit up. Pirate overrides everywhere. He cut the lock with a plasma torch. The team flooded the bay. Shard pirates spun from cover, plasma rifles barking. Veyron guards returned fire, lances shearing armor. A Marine dropped, clutching a gut wound. Jonah dove behind a crate, popping shots from his carbine. "Clean hits. 2 pirates down. Cease." Jonah broadcast on open channel, hands raised but eyes scanning. "We talk swap. Airclade for safe passage." Silence fell. Pirate leader's hollow flickered up. A starred shard with cybernetic eyes. Soft-skinned pilot. Klein's lapdog. Heirs for our corvette. Now. Jonah activated his recorder, pinning every word to the galactic feed. Cyron's broadcast still overrode channels. Council watching. Her throne on the line. Logged. Coordinates for hairs. "We extract you, Jet, with the ship intact." Cyber eyes narrowed. Bay 3, unarmed. "Move." Keish gripped his lance. Trap. Every raid's a trap. Jonah advanced. Team tight. We spring it smart. Bay 3 loomed. Cargo racks flickering lights. Empty. Jonah's scanner hummed. False bulkhead seam glinted under emergency glow. Off by 2 meters. Pirates hid hostages deeper. "Clear the deck," Jonah called, voice steady. He knelt, tracing the seam with his multi-tool. Hiss of pressurized glue. Got the real door. Guards fanned out. Marines covered angles. Keish loomed close. "How?" "SAR runs. Ships like this haul refugees, smugglers weld hides." Jonah wedged the tool. Seam cracked, darkness beyond. Huddled forms, young Veyrons with bomb collars blinking. "Pirates!" Keish roared. Airs whimpered. Cyber leader's laugh echoed. Soft skin finds it. Cute. Bulkhead slammed. Bay sealed. Vents hissed gas. Alarms wailed. Trapped. Pirates poured from vents. Mag boots, thumping deck. Blaster fire stitched the air. A guard crumpled. Jonah rolled, dragging an air behind cover. "Keish! Colors first!" Keish's lance carved a pirate in half. On it. He slashed at the bombs. Veyron claws faster than human fingers. Jonah fired from the hip, dropping 2. Marines laid suppressing fire. gas-clawed lungs stun variant. Vision blurred. Team. Helmet seal. Jonah barked. His clicked shut. Airs gasped without. Cyber leader patched in. Surrender, Mercer. Queen watches you choke.
Jonah thumbed the recorder louder. Galaxy feed live.
We're good. Airs secure. He waved Keish back, eyes on a control panel. False surrender by seconds. Keish hauled the last air free. Collars sparking offline. Clear. Pirates closed. Jonah palmed the breaching charge. Talking terms. Your boss wants the ship? Take it empty. Laughter. Drop weapons. Hands up. Jonah raised empty palms. Carbine slung loose. Agreed. He edged toward the panel, fingers brushing hidden overrides. Scanner showed power relays. Cut those bay unlocks. A pirate lunged. Jonah sidestepped, cracked its helmet with elbow. Easy. Negotiating. Kesh blasted the aggressor. Human tricks work. Gas thickened. Marines faltered. One down. Jonah's gauntlet beeped. Seam weakening. Keish. Airs. To pods. I'll hold. Keish stood shoulder to shoulder. Debt flows both ways. Pirates massed at the far hatch. Leader snarled. Last chance, soft skin. Jonah grinned under his visor. Deal. His free hand slapped the panel. Sparks flew. Bulkheads groaned. Trap within the trap. Real door yawned. Airs bolted for the airlock. Pirates howled, charging. Jonah unslung his carbine. Round 4. Explosions rocked the corvette. Veyron escorts hammered the hull outside. Siren's mark given. Shards scattered. But the bay hatch buckled inward. Pirate heavies breached, rocket pods glowing. Keish raised his lance. Mercer! A rocket streaked. Jonah shoved him aside. Blast wave hurled them apart. Darkness swallowed the feed. Galaxy held breath. Siren's claw trembled over the fire key. Mercer! Jonah groaned, ears ringing, pinned under debris. Pirate boots stomped close. Air's gone. Safe. But teams scattered. Keish's hand gripped his arm from the rubble. Still breathing, soft skin? Barely. Jonah coughed. Scanner flickered. Emergency purge venting gas. Seconds left. Pirates loomed. Leader's cyber eyes gleamed. Queen's pet. Time to collect. Jonah keyed his comm, voice calm. Surrendering here. Weapons down. His other hand hunted the hidden door controls, buried under plasteel. Talk like surrender. Hunt like a wolf. Keish's mandibles split in a Veyron grin. Extraordinary. The leader stepped forward. Jonah's fingers closed on a lever. Pull now, or die trying. Explosive bolts ready. One twist, and the real ambush flipped. Jonah twisted the lever. Explosive bolts cracked like thunder. Floor panels blasted upward, impaling 2 pirate heavies mid-stride. Shrapnel pinged off walls. The leader staggered back, cyber eyes flickering. His squad fired wild bursts into the smoke. Keish exploded from the rubble, lance humming. Jonah rolled free, carbine up. Team! Weapons down! Shields only! Moving cover! His SAR crew, 3 humans in reinforced vac suits, complied instant. Rifles clattered. Energy shields snapped active glowing blue domes. They advanced, hunched, shields linked, edge to edge, absorbing laser fire. Pirates hammered them. Sparks danced. No shots returned. Just forward. Siren burst from a side hatch, her iridescent scales flashing under emergency strobes. Crown gem pulsed. Royal Guards flanked her, lances low. She raised a claw. Surrender shards! Your syndicate ends here. Pirates pivoted. Volleys slashed toward her. Jonah lunged. He slammed his body between her and the fire line. Shield shoved forward. Bolt scorched his suit plating. Heat warning blared in his helmet. Queen, back! You're the package! She hissed, mandibles parting in shock. Her claw gripped his shoulder. Pauldron! Mercer. The skies of Epsilon Vale. You again. No time. Jonah shoved her toward the airlock bulkhead. Keish vanished into shadows left, circling wide. Pirate leader bellowed orders. Flush the soft skin. Take the queen alive. Jonah scanned the bay. Hostages chained to support struts. Veyron nobles. Heirs kin. Pirates used them as meat shields. Breaker panel gleamed 20 meters right, behind a cargo crate. He bolted. Shield team pushed with him, domes rippling under fire. Jonah slid feet first into cover. Priber out. He wrenched the panel. Wires sparked. Keish flanked the leader. Hard left. Done. Keish's voice crackled calm over comms. Jonah yanked the main breaker. Bay plunged black. Emergency reds died. Pure dark. Pirate shouts turned frantic. Auspex pinged outlines. Leader dead center. Heavies blind firing. Jonah's human eyes adjusted fast. Night vision implants standard saw gear. He ghosted forward. Siren whispered fierce. You risk all. Why? Checklists don't care about crowns. Jonah sliced hostage chains with monofilament cutter. Noble scrambled free, claws scraping deck. Airlock! Move. One air stumbled. Jonah hauled him up single arm. Pirates stumbled close. Fumbling glow sticks. Keish struck. His lance pierced the leader's thigh joint. Leader roared, swung a vibro axe. Keish parried, mandibles clicking approval. Soft skin seize. Jonah slapped emergency clamps on the bay hatch. Hydraulic winds sealed it tight. No breach now. Outside, Veyron corvettes pounded the pirate hull. Siren's reinforcements closing the noose. Hostages piled into the airlock. Shield team covered rear. Leader ripped free of Keish. Blood slick. Cyber eyes locked Jonah. You, the big captive. He mashed a wrist panel. Deck shuddered. Alarms wailed. Ship kill charge. Armed. Core breach in 30. Red lights pulsed. Auspex screamed. Plasma warhead live. Countdown ticking. Bay integrity failing. Pirate ship would vaporize and take Sarin's corvette cluster with it. Victory hung there. Jonah could jam the outer clamps, lock everyone in, detonate remote. Shards done. Queen safe. Galaxy cheers. But hostages gasped. Siren clutched a wounded noble. Keish dragged a limping guard. Shield team blinked at him through visor glows. Tick. 29. Jonah dropped to the charge access hatch. Evac protocols. Queen first. He burned the lock. Charge casing hissed open. Blinking core. Tamper-proof. One wrong cut. Boom now. Siren loomed over him. Mercer, disarm it. Can't. Not rigged for that. His multi-tool danced wires. Human fingers. Steady. Aliens froze, waiting death. Tick. 25. Pirate leader laughed wet.
Die, heroes. Keish pinned him harder.
Key chooses. Jonah sliced the initiator feed. Nothing. Back up armed. He yanked the whole casing free. Manual override. Saw override for civilian wrecks. Held it live in gloved hands. Run! They bolted. Airlock cycled. Jonah hurled the charge into the bay void. Clamps held. He slapped the inner seal. Pirates howled as cycle locked. Corvette thrummed free. Pirate ship bloomed fire behind. Debris rained silent. Cyrene stared at Jonah's soot-streaked visor. Her claw touched his chest plate. You chose us over the kill. People first. Jonah unclipped helmet. Air tasted of ozone and Veyron incense. Keish approached, lance sheathed, mandibles parted wide. Veyron respect grin. Soft-skin competence. Extraordinary. I doubted. Jonah shrugged. Just another extract. Envoy Klein's voice cut comms from the Corvette bridge. Mercer, you just blew a Syndicate heavy diplomatic nightmare. Stand down. Siren keyed her throne comm. No, Envoy. He stands with Vera. Alliance sealed. Jonah checked his team, all breathing. Air's safe. Queen crowned tomorrow. But Auspex pinged faint. Syndicate signatures fleeing hyperspace jump. Not over. Keish clapped his shoulder. Next hunt, Mercer? Jonah nodded. Checklists ready. A shadow flickered on long-range scan. Syndicate backup inbound. Fast, armed to teeth. Siren's gem post warning. They return for me. Jonah slung carbine. Then we flipped the trap again. Explosions rocked, distant. Incoming fire. Galaxy never slept. Explosions rattled the Corvette's hull. Jonah gripped the stick and yanked hard. Evasive Delta. Shields to forward. The ship banked sharp. Red Auspex blips swarmed the display. Syndicate corvettes. 4 strong. Spitting plasma. Bayren gunners returned fire. Lances of blue energy streaked past. Jonah's team, strapped in tight. Queen Siren clutched her throne arms. Gem pulsing steady. Heirs huddled behind guards. Commander Keish barked orders. Mandibles clicking. They're vectoring for boarding pods, Jonah said. He punched thrust. The Corvette surged. Pods detached from the lead pirate ship, fat and armored. One latched onto the mid-hull with a metallic crunch. Boarders! Keish roared. He led the rush to the breach, lance humming. Jonah followed. Carbine hot. Siren stayed put. Queen didn't charge hatches. Pirates poured through the seal. Shard Syndicate thugs, carapaced in black alloy. Blades whirring. They dragged the plasma charge. Timer ticking red. 45 seconds. Leader snarled through a vox brill. Queen's ours. Syndicate price on her head. Kesh impaled the first boarder. Jonah dropped 2 with precise bursts. Chest, knee, finisher. Pirates swarmed the charge. 1 slapped the arming key. Timer dropped to 20. Jonah dove. He slammed into the pirate, guarding it. Fists flew. Gloved knuckles cracked chitin. Jonah ripped the pirate's blade free and plunged it into the casing. Sparks flew. Whole panel loose. He tore wires. Detonator bus exposed. Glowing hot. Cover! He yelled. Keish's lance swept wide, buying seconds. Jonah yanked the bus free, held it live in gloved hands. Circuits hissed. He jammed it against the hull ground plate. Short flared bright. Timer froze at 03. Charge whined dead. Pirates faltered. Case charged. His blade pierced the leader's shoulder joint. Thug dropped, clutching a data slate. Case pinned him. Yield, filth. Jonah swept the rest. Last pirate lunged. Jonah sidestepped, cracked helmet with buttstock. Silence fell. Breach alarms wailed. Case dragged the leader to the bridge. Slapped cuffs tight. Activated the pirate's own Vox bead. Sector Command, this is Vera Royal Guard. Shard Leader Crix captured. Transmit visual. He shoved the slate forward. Feed showed the thug's snarling face, then panned to the dead charge. Broadcast. Lit the local net. Pirate ships peeled off. Auspex signatures, fleeing. Siren rose from her throne. Her claws clicked approval on the deck. Kish, exemplary. Mercer, twice the lifeline. She turned to the main holoscreen. Envoy Klein's face flickered there, scowling from the diplomatic shuttle trailing them. Envoy, Siren said. Prepare the compact. Klein blinked. Your radiance, protocol demands. Now. Siren keyed her throne seal. Holobloomed, first contact rescue compact. Vera script swirled with human standard. Joint SAW protocols. Human pilots embedded with Veyron fleets. Reciprocity for all wrecks, royal or civilian. Sign. Jonah watched from the co-pilot nook. His suit still smoked from the short. Klein hesitated, eyes darting to Jonah. Then nodded. United Earth Signs. Compact sealed with a chime. Galaxy feeds lit up. News drones captured the holo. Vera channels erupted in cheers. Human nets buzzed. Mercer does it again. Case approached Jonah, mandibles wide in that respect grin. Soft skin. You bypassed their arming right. No Varen could short a shard charge live. Medals for your clan. Jonah shook his head. Unslung his carbine. Checked the mag. Pass. Send station repair funds instead. Hull breaches from the first raid. And medical packs. Veyron plasma burns bad on human skin. Kesh paused. Claws flexed. You decline, Glory? Checklists. Need fixing first. Jonah glanced at Siren. She nodded, already relaying orders. Funds transferred pinged on his wrist pad. Supplies en route. The corvette docked at Vera Prime Station. Crowds pressed the viewports. Nobles. Bears. Common castes. Galaxy watched via live drone feeds. Siren rose. Mercer, walk with me. Jonah fell in step. Her guards parted. They strode the corridor to the main airlock. Hairs trailed. Eyes wide. Case flanked, lance sheathed, but ready. Envoy Klein hovered on comms. Silent now. Airlock hummed open. Beyond, a human shuttle. Diplomatic markings fresh. Press drones hovered, lenses whirring. Siren stopped at the seal. Turned to Jonah. Her gem pulsed soft blue. Trust light. You chose us. Over the kill. She repeated the words from the bay void. Voice carrying clear. Drones amplified it galaxy-wide. Why? Jonah met her gaze. No visor now. Just soot-streaked face. Practical eyes. People first. Queen or wreck. Doesn't matter. Emergency's an emergency. Her claw touched his shoulder. Light as before. Then, make it policy. She keyed her seal again. Hollow bloomed public. Expanded compact addendum. Human compassion. Official doctrine. Vera mandates rescue without rank. All castes equal in void peril. Enforced by joint patrols.
Cheers exploded from station crowds. Drones swarmed closer.
Klein's voice crackled, urgent. Radiance, this rewrites. Sealed. Siren stepped back. Fly well, Jonah Mercer. Next hunt, we call you lead. Jonah saluted loose pilot's wave. Stepped through the airlock. Shuttle ramp sealed behind. Engines thrummed. He strapped in, checked his team via link. All green. Auspex pinged new, distant syndicate remnants scattering. But a fresh shadow flickered on long range. Unknown signature. Armed. Veyron relay buzzed. Mercer, compact active. Wreck inbound Royal Freighter. Pirates hit. Coordinates. Jonah grinned. Checklists ready. Punch it. Trust pinned him back. Galaxy called. Compassion now law.